Ashamed of her mother being a poor housewife, she forbade her from attending parent-teacher meetings. Yet she still saw her mother appear at the school gate. She confronted her mother, asking if she dressed like that on purpose to make her look ridiculous. Her mother didn't argue, only blaming herself for neglecting her daughter's feelings. Her mother asked her to give the vegetables she'd brought to the teacher, but after she turned and left, her mother hung her head in despair. No one knows what thoughts weighed on her mother during the walk home. Her father was a bus driver. He'd picked her up on his route every day since she was little, and her mother doted on her like the most precious thing in the world. But after entering junior high, she began to loathe her mother's habit of haggling over prices while shopping. It filled her with shame. Meanwhile, her father, ill and limping, was often mocked by passengers as a crippled driver. When he got home, he'd vent his anger on her mother. The sound of her mother being beaten came from outside, and she and her younger brother could only hide in their room, crying. Even after being hit, her mother always cooked dinner first, afraid her children would go hungry. She often cried to her friends, saying she hated this family. Things didn't change in high school. She detested her abusive father and her mother, who never fought back. She urged her mother to divorce, but her mother refused. If she left, all the housework, laundry, and cooking would fall on her daughter, and her mother couldn't bear to let her suffer that. Later, she was admitted to Seoul National University as she'd hoped. Her father grumbled about the family's lack of money, but when he heard she'd won a full scholarship, a smile broke across his face. On her way to leave, she opened the package her mother had given her. Inside were some food and countless coins. Then she took out a letter. It read, "Take good care of yourself, my darling. I'm sorry I couldn't give you the best." Time slipped by and she got a boyfriend. It was the day when both couples were to meet, but the boy's mother disliked her, scoffing at her humble origins. Her mother argued with the woman, and after returning home, she apologized to her daughter repeatedly. That night, her mother went to the boyfriend's house alone to apologize to his mother. She didn't want her daughter to miss out on the one she loved. In the end, her daughter got married as she wished and had a child. Then suddenly, she received a call. Her father had died. At the funeral, her mother cried bitterly, completely forgetting how he'd beaten her. She also remembered that when she'd left home, her father had cried alone. After the funeral, she wanted to take her mother to live in Seoul, but her mother refused. Her mother wanted her to have a place to go if she and her husband ever fought. One day, she went home alone to visit her mother. Her mother was overjoyed, but this time she seemed different. The next day, she took her mother to an expensive lunch, bought new clothes, and took photos together. But her mother sensed something was wrong. She called her son-in-law and learned her daughter was in the late stage of pancreatic cancer. She stroked her daughter over and over in agony, as if knowing this would be their final goodbye. Her mother reached through the window, trying to grasp her daughter's hand. The train slowly pulled away, and her mother ran alongside it, as if catching up could keep her daughter with her forever. Yet before long, her daughter still passed away. Tears dried up. She watched her daughter wave goodbye. After the funeral, she returned to her empty home. She often cried while flipping through old photos and sat alone at the door in a daze. It was as if her mind was reliving every loved one who'd once been dear to her, yet had drifted away.